Hello, good morning. I, Shankar Shastri, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SG Polyp Engineering College, Belgaum. Today, I would like to explain multi-threaded programming. What is multi-threaded programming? Java provides built-in support for multi-threaded programming. A multi-threaded program contains two or more parts that can run concurrently. Each part of a such program is called a thread, and each thread defines a separate path of execution. A thread is basically lightweight subprocess, a smallest unit of processing. So there is a difference between process, program, and thread. A program is one whole unit. A program is divided into different parts, and each part is called as a process. And process is a program in execution. If we divide again process by different subtasks, then each subtask is called as a one thread. So multi-threaded, it is similar to the multitasking. In the multitasking environment, more than one task is executing simultaneously. But in multi-threaded programming, so same program is divided into different parts, and each part is taken care by one thread, and all threads are executing simultaneously. So each part of a program subtask is called a thread, and for each thread there is a separate path of execution, and threads in the same programs are not interfering each other and they are not disturbing each other. So more or less thread is a smallest unit of process, and it is a smallest unit of processing also. So there are two ways of multitasking. One is process based and another one is thread based. A process based, a program that is executing. A process is nothing but a program is executing. Thus, a process based multitasking is the feature that allows your computer to run two or more programs concurrently. So a program is different. Again, if you divide the process into different subtasks, so then it comes to the picture of thread. So, for example, a process-based multitasking enables you to run the Java compiler at the same time you are using a text editor. You are using a Java editor, same time you are executing the programs with the help of Java compiler. Sometimes you are editing some Microsoft Office operations. You are editing the text, same times you are printing also that same other file through printer. So these are all the examples for multitasking. In a process-based multitasking, a program is the smallest unit of code that can be dispatched by the scheduler. A scheduler is again another process. It is used to schedule the different threads at a time. Means it decides which schedule has to execute first and which thread has to execute next. And the scheduler also decides priorities. In a thread-based multitasking environment, a thread is the smallest unit of dispatchable code. This means that a single program can perform two or more tasks simultaneously. For example, already I told a text editor can format text at the same time, that is, it prints, as long as these two actions are being performed by two separate threads. So this is the example, the diagram how the Java process is converted into different threads. So assume that the same program, the one program is having three classes. One class is for the main, another class is for uh, another function, and the third class is for some other operations. So now total three classes. So these three classes are divided into three threads. One thread is responsible to execute the main class. Another thread A is responsible to execute one more class, and thread B is responsible to execute one more class, like this. See, these three threads, they are running parallelly without disturbing each other, and they are running with the help of same CPU time. So the thread group in Java, the main program, so the public static void main, so that is divided into different subgroups, subgroup 1, subgroup 2, subgroup 3, subgroup 4, like that. Again, in the subgroup 1, so the process statements are divided into thread A, thread B, thread C, thread D, like that. So that the group of threads, they are responsible to execute one single program. is called as a thread group. So multi-threading. So multi-threading enables users to write very efficient programs that make maximum use of the CPU because idle time can be kept to a minimum. The CPU is in a position to execute million instructions per second or billion instructions per second. But to effective use of that CPU time, we are going with the help of multi-threading concept. With the multi-threading concept, we can reduce the CPU's idle time. Means we can take the maximum use of the CPU. And so this multi-threading is very important for interactive operations, network environment, so etc. Wherever it is necessary, the interactive cases or operations, you can take the help of multi-thread. So sometimes the transmission rate of data over interrupt is slower than the rate at which the computer can process. The computer can able to receive large number of packets at the same time, but the transmission rate is very slow. In that time, so if you want to use the CPU time for other operations, then we can go to the multi-thread. Java thread model. How Java supports the thread model. So the Java runtime system JRE it depends upon threads for many things, and all the Java class libraries are designed with the multi-threading operations. And Java uses threads to enable the entire environment to be asynchronous. So asynchronous means which thread executes first, which thread executes next, that we don't know. Based on the availability of the CPU, threads are starts running. So using this multi-threading, we can reduce the inefficiency by preventing the waste of CPU cycle. So here the Java supports thread model with the help of class libraries. All Java class libraries are supported with multi-threading, and so these threads are enable the entire environment to be asynchronous. So this is the diagram. So in the quad core, or see already in the recent technologies we are having dual core, octa core, quad core CPU styles. So this in the example there are 4 CPUs, and each CPU is responsible to execute its own threads. So CPU 1 is responsible to program number 1 and its threads. CPU 2 is responsible to execute the program other program and its threads like that. So by seeing this, we can conclude that we are taking effective use of CPU utilization by allowing the CPUs to execute threads with different operations. So in the single threaded systems, so there is a event loop with polling concept is there. So that event loop with polling, so same operation is executing with the help of user interactive system. So to avoid single operation with the looping or iterative way, Java supports the multi-threading concept. So what are all the drawbacks in the single threaded systems? They are overcoming the multi-threading concept. So that the single threaded event loop system is eliminated here with the Javas. So one thread can pause without stopping other parts of the program. Means one thread able to run and execute without disturbing the other threads. For example, the idle time created when a thread reads data from a network or waits for user input can be utilized somewhere. So if the user is reading the data or opening the file or entering the data, in such cases, instead of making the CPU to sit idle, we can use that CPU time for other operations. So there are many thread states. So a thread can be running, the thread can be suspended, resumed, blocked, terminated. There are 5 states. A running thread means a thread is ready to run as soon as it gets the CPU time. A thread is said to be suspended when which temporarily suspends its activity. Means it is waiting for reading a file, taking the input, or opening the network connections like that. A thread may be resumed, means it allows the thread to start execution. So where it previously left off. A thread can be blocked when waiting for a resource. So for time being, so thread can be blocked until the resources are available. And a thread can be terminated, means
So once all its operations are over, a thread can be halted. And once a thread is terminated, a thread cannot be resumed. So these are all the five states: running state, suspended states, resumed state, blocked state, terminated states. So this is the life cycle of a thread. The new thread. So new thread can be created with the help of new thread function. So once a thread is created, it is in the new state. So new state can be in the runnable state when the thread calls the start function. So once thread starts, so the runnable state to running state with the help of run function. So runnable to running state with the help of run function. When it is running, it may need some resources. Once it needs resources, maybe it is waiting for computer network operations, files, user input, such time. In that time, the thread can be sleep or wait. So in that case, we call it as a waiting state. So once the waiting state is over, the thread may be resumed back to start its operation, running state. So once it completes its operation, the running state to dead state. So like this. Thank you. Thank you.